Very clinical game, number 1 coming out from RNG against BLG. BLG, disappointing start to the summer split. Doesn't look any better for them going up against RNG. They've shown flashes of brilliance, but not too many signs of life in that match.
Yep, I think they tried a lot to get that bottom lane ahead, and I think it was a worthy try as you're battling your cord.
This thing hates me today. That's okay, it's just staying in front of me.
I will say that immediately, obviously didn't turn their way. And I think it got worse the moment that Vayne had a fantastic freeze on her bottom side wave. So that just snowballed in the laning phase. Immediately, if you're BLG, the first thing you'll think, okay, well, let's get a standard bottom lane. We know that RNG are going to play it standard. We want to find something like an Ashe pick where we can engage a little bit more frequently, and it would have a proper laning phase push. That would be a good response by BLG, but they would have to hold their AD carry until second phase because RNG has been doing that quite as well.
The other response you could do, Raz, is say, let's throw caution to the wind and have a fiesta in the bottom lane. How's that sound?
I mean, they could do that. They really could. They could, you know, throw in a Garen Pike lane. Just throw your ultimates at somebody.
Pantheon Jarvan bottom lane.
Excellent. Just do it.
Yes, dude.
Get a Master Yi in there.
No, no.
That's a fiesta.
That's not the fiesta BLG wants to win this match. Or triple smite. How about triple smite for BLG?
I don't want that happening.
Chieftain, you know, master your graves with Braum mid lane. Aww.
They picked up the Camille themselves. They said, hey, you know what, RNG, you picked that away from us.
Yeah, that just takes away my triple smite strategy, so I'm upset. Time Kench on and Talia were BLG's bans. They picked up Camille first, Kai'Sa, Lulu, and Morgana. 3 bans coming out from RNG.
I remember one thing that while Camille is likely to go into the jungle, I do value this as a proper flex pick. So it's a possibility Amazing J picks this one up himself with the press the attack Camille top lane. We'd have to see if it goes into the second phase or if BLG just throw that away in first phase.
Who knows? So here's what RNG pick up here. Rakan's their first pick for Ming in the bottom lane.
Could also go Singe or Mundo really early on. That was taken away from them as they held that on to the second phase as well. So it just depends on what Amazing J is feeling.
Well, Cast is feeling like he wants to play the troll. Picks up Trundle for the jungle.
There we go.
Yes. Lock it in. No.
Nope.
What's he doing?
He's just hating us.
He's a troll.
He hates us. We will never respect your hovers again, Chieftain. Hope he knows that.
You're not allowed to hover Annie while I'm casting if you're not going to lock it in. Makes me upset.
That is true. You do have the Annie tattoo, or at least the Tibbers tattoo.
Tibbers! That's how he gets locked in. Zamolva gets his chance at revenge against Xiaohu.
But here's the secret. Xiaohu's pretty damn good at LeBlanc. I'm just going to put that out there. He's a really good LeBlanc player. They can just hold on to the second phase, but BLG will ban it out, so we might see a LeBlanc bit locked in here.
I mean, what champion is Xiaohu not pretty damn good at?
Nah, he is so damn good at LeBlanc. Every single time I watch Xiaohu stream, it's like, yeah, he's 10-0 right now as LeBlanc.
They lock in the other purple person. Malzahar gets locked in. Little Voidlings, Raz!
He's the purple masked Voidlings man. I don't like that.
Why not?
Let Xiaohu free. You could see who he was talking to Coach. He was saying, Coach Hart, please pick me LeBlanc. He's like, you're the one who can pick the champions. Yeah, but I won't click it until you tell me to do it. Kick the other purple champion.
That seems like a very civilized rebellion, Raz. I don't think that's how those work.
He's a very respectful rebel.
Okay. But Aatrox did get locked in for BLG, Raz. I know you like that champion in the top lane.
Alright, so if we ever get into a pause, it's because I kicked a router. I hate this champion, but I do like the fact that Amazing J is playing the champion. So it actually showcases that Amazing J is willing to play the Aatrox. Unless if it's a Mole trying to be cute. But no, that's a Zoe. So yeah, it's going to be Amazing J, no matter what. Putting that out there.
Singed was the first ban from BLG in the second ban phase. Lucian as well as Alistar taken away. Lucian being taken away in the second ban phase. What the heck?
Yep. Yeah, at this point in time, RNG are definitely going to be valuing their AD carry as last pick, is what it looks like.
Okay.
Remember that Vayne was already picked in the game 1.
So
we're looking at a situation in which, once again, Shahu is on Malzahar, so you expect a lot of pressure and play to be around mid lane.
So what AD carry do we get this game, Raz?
I mean, there's going to be two. One of them is going to be Ezreal, and Ezreal is the most proper pick, I would say. The second one is Vayne. So he can still play Xayah because he has Rakan Xayah, and he's gotten much better at the matchup, so I guess I'll cheat and I'll say 3.
What about Twitch?
No.
Okay.
Decline.
Darius, the final ban coming out from BLG. RNG still have a few seconds to decide what they're going to pick. Shen. So there's AD carry last pick for them.
That's a lot of protection for an AD carrier. It's very much now, I would say it's between Vayne and Xayah.
Do it! No! I'm upset.
You can't push him around.
Let him raise his dongers. He's not going to do it though, Raz. He's probably going to go back towards the Swain, which he does. Xin Zhao picking up Swain in the bottom lane. Support.
It's interesting. So they would have such a large amount of dive in this composition. Swain, Aatrox, Camille.
Yep. No Taric though.
I was looking for the Taric.
Yes,
I thought it'd be
Taric.
hilarious if the Taric comes through. I would love
No
to see the
Taric.
Taric. God damn it, lock in the Taric. I see you. All right.
No Taric. Just Thresh. Final pick for RNG.
So there's a lot of mystery around what Uzi's actually going to be playing.
Corki.
With the amount of protection here, it's not going to be Corki.
Sivir.
Could be Sivir. But he's not reckless.
It's got to be Xayah.
Yeah. So the boring pick is Xayah because Xayah makes a lot of sense. It's the lovers duo in the bottom lane and has a lot of damage as the game goes on. We already saw what happened with JD later on in the game when Loken was able to go wild on the pick. So you can't even say Uzi can't play Xayah anymore because he is actually much better at it and very well practiced on it.
You told Uzi to play Soraka AD carry, he'd probably play it, Raz.
Soraka AD carry?
He's a god.
He's pretty good. But no.
I mean, you can tell Uzi that.
Okay, that's fair.
Soraka AD carry is coming soon, Raz.
Someone just needs to send it in the chat and see how he takes it.
They've locked it in Xayah Rakan, very standard of the bottom lane. BLG still going towards the mage bot lane pick. Xin Zhao goes for Swain once again. This time not going to get the early ganks coming out of Camille against him, before he has Camille on his side of the rift.
Yeah, the range deficit is there. I think BLG are in a very good position early on in the game. And while, if I look at RNG's composition, level 6 seems to be the biggest hit point that you want to look at. You'd want to see Malzahar, Trundle really take advantage of what's happening with the level 6 Malzahar ultimate. It's going to take some time. And I think the Camille, while won't have as much of an advantage as it had in game 1, where it's an immediate level 2 kill in the bottom side of the map, should still be able to impact mid lane early on.
Well, hopefully he can. Because we didn't see that from Casa in the last match. Didn't go to the mid lane very early, went to the bottom lane nice and early, got Uzi ahead and made sure that they kept Swain locked down. Kill wasn't too much. Burning the teleport was good, however.
That's
flash nice and early.
I will say this. If he decides to go bottom lane, they have a lot of pick potential there with the Swain and Thresh as well. Flay to pull back from the Swain. So they definitely have a lot of kill potential there as well, and I'm going to be looking at what Uzi and Ming can do to counteract that pressure.
No Vayne for Uzi this time around though, but still on a scaling AD carry of Xayah, so let's see if their way to counteract that is just sit back, relax, and scale up into the late game. Let me picking up the Shen as well to Aatrox for Amazing J. Here's time to try and turn the tides, or turn the tables of that top lane matchup. Let's get onto the rift. Game number 2, BLG taking on RNG.
BLG fans definitely feeling a little bit down after game 1.
You'd have to be. BLG played fairly well in that first match, but RNG just tore them apart.
Yeah, it's definitely
They
the
were
case.
just better.
Right now, it's the details whenever you go up against teams like RNG, EDG, Invictus Gaming that matter here. And I think BLG need to recognize that what happened really early on in the game to the bottom side of the map was atrocious, and I think that picking up Thresh and Swain are an easy response to that. So we'll get to see if any more hectic bottom lane fights happen. I mean, I know that's what you wanted after that game.
Yes, I did, but probably not going to happen. BLG was still on the red side of the map, so will RNG. Let's get the small leash from Shen. Fleet footwork being picked up by Xayah, a keystone rune that you said was dead, Raz.
Wait a minute. Just because there's not a lot of crit 80 carries coming out of there. Xayah is one of them. She takes a while before she gets her crit going because she starts with Essence Reaver. So,
you told me it was dead.
Hey, wait a second. I never said dead.
But I also like the Predator Malzahar.
Oh, that one's hype. Hype is. Yeah, I want that one.
Very fast shuffling man.
Started the lane with Mana Crystal as well. So he has a one-track mindset. I want to push this lane in as much as possible and then find a time to get back. You have teleport in the matchup too, so Xiaohu shouldn't feel too worried at all about base timings. He should feel very comfortable at that. The only thing you're not going to feel comfortable if you're Xiaohu's ever pushing in versus Camille. Okay. He's done a good enough job at that right now. He's using his Malefic Visions. Just testing you to see if I was wrong on that one.
Malefic Visions.
There we go. And then the little pet things.
What are they called? The little pet things, Raz? Come on.
Uh-oh.
Raz, I've already said the name of those critters.
I have an awful memory. I stopped playing Brain Age ages ago, and my mind is turned to mush.
Brain Age?
Yeah, it's a DS game.
What?
Oh, you're just... I don't know if you don't get those games in Singapore. I will say immediately, though, Xiaohu's trading a lot more than he's pushing in the lane.
He is. Not using the Voidlings yet, though, Raz.
I like the little pet things better.
Okay, not using the little purple rhinoceros beetle thingies. Just yet. There we go. Finally using it to clear out the rest of his ways. But I was looking at BLG's items earlier, Raz. 4 stopwatches. Hang on. What's going on here? Hey, you're not going anywhere, Ming! Forced to jump back out, already at half health after a couple of turret shots. Still escapes. Whew!
And here's the best thing about that. The wave is not fully pushed in too. So that's going to take a long time. Oh my goodness.
Uzi taking a beating as well. Forced to flash away.
Oh my god!
Underneath the turret.
Stop!
This is the Fiesta I wanted.
Stop this!
Cheaton's going to be able to fly on in. Uzi doesn't have flash. Being forced to flash away. And first blood being picked up by Jinjiao.
It just didn't stop, Fish. People just getting picked off. It was the flay into the pullback from Jinjiao, into the hook. Nothing missed.
It was a bouncy castle at best. Uzi, I mean, wanted off that, right? He was it again.
They were getting motion sickness. He just didn't stop. First it started with Uzi, I'm pretty sure. Let's see who gets picked out to begin with, because of course Road is looking at one person. Oh my god! Yeah, that's pretty slick. And then of course the hook. You're like, just please stop this. Por favor, I want to get home. I want to go home. And of course you only have one track. Yeah, you're not going to be getting out of there, Uzi.
RNG lose so many summoners in the bottom lane. 3 being burnt, 2 flashes and an ignite. And Uzi falls for first blood in the bot lane. Good start for BLG this time. Real
nice. So that's what they wanted to see here. We wanted to see BLG have a lot more impact on the bottom side of the map. And even though initially, looked towards trying to get a gank off towards Xiaohu, but the passive is doing a lot for Xiaohu, and Xiaohu's very aware of the pressure that Camille could have. And has been playing very safely, very respectfully of the pressure, and has only really pushed up when Trundle was in the area. So Trundle was actually... He knows this is happening, but I don't think he actually is going to be able to do much about it.
He's not doing anything just yet. Very early purchase of Ionian Boots of Lucidity coming out from Xiaohu as well. So Predator is online for him. Very nice and early cooldown reduction as well for not only his summoner spells, but also his ultimate.
It's always really cool to see. Of course, another utilizer Predator in the mid lane is Vladimir. And a lot of it just comes down to the fact that whenever he finds an opening mid lane, he will be looking to just roam. Bottom lane is a big focus. I would say if he ever finds himself out of the bottom mid lane, that it should be Thresh who should be worried. Thresh really early on, especially with Coin, is a massive target.
Why is that? Why is he a massive target, especially if he goes towards Coin?
He just doesn't have the HP that you would have off of the health support item. And Swain is a little bit harder to catch out. It's going to be, already has the Ruby Crystal. He's going to be building health later on. So the biggest worry for Road is that he's just the squishiest target in the area, in the vicinity. So if they can't get Mole, because Mole's playing safe early on if he gets pushed in, then it's going to be Road. Especially since if you look to get Road Jinjiao to begin with, Lantern gets thrown in. So,
like we saw just then, Ming tried to be a bit aggressive. Lantern thrown out. Back to safety, nice and easy. So what do we expect to happen next? Xiaohu's got his level 6 mark, so that ultimate is available. Is it going to be BLG continuing to attack with the Camille pick, or are we going to see RNG try and do something?
Camille should be active and should be coming out early on. I am worried at the fact that Camille won't have many targets available to go for the kill.
Okay.
I think top lane should be looked at. We don't get to see Chieftain gank for Amazing J too often, especially up against the Shen, which has been really good at absorbing ganks. But one thing about Aatrox is he's getting smacked, is the fact that Bloodwell makes it incredibly easy to go for dives. That being said, he is getting smacked, having bad trades here, so Amazing J's got to watch out. If he can't walk up to the wave to heal up, he's going to have to base.
Teleport not available for either top laner as well. So Standing Knight is up for Let Me. So he can teleport to other parts of the map, but knocking Amazing J out of the lane means he's going to have some access to pushing this wave first. But after the early skirmish in the bottom lane, BLG pick up a nice 1,000 gold lead for themselves, but it's been fairly quiet afterwards. QSS was the rushed item coming out from Mole. He wants nothing to do with Malzahar's ultimate.
A lot of respect across the board. I mean, Mole going QSS early, he just says, I'm not going to be touching you at all. I'm just going to go and try and clear the wave until I get some real items underneath me. So, sure, it stops him from getting his Ludens really early on in his magic penetration boots, but he just recognized that Trundle and Malzahar is going to be looking for his head. Okay, let's go.
Amazing J in the top lane, throwing out the ultimate. Flies forward, but let me just jukes him. He's A-okay. Meanwhile, Uzi getting collapsed upon again by Jinjiao. Good knockout coming out from Ming. Good damage. Good trade between the bottom laners.
Ooh, a lot of action happening mid as well. So here's what's happening. So blue buff is being traded across from Mole, but that just means that Malzahar is going to be able to get proper vision control from mid lane to bottom lane. So he now has a trek to the bottom side of the map if he has the opportunity, but okay, he's not going to have that for a little bit.
Got him still. Ooh, hello.
Last second.
Look at that. Just casually cracks his neck, puts his gloves back on. Smart move coming out from Xiaohu. Early using the stopwatch, followed by the flash. And speaking of those stopwatches, they're all online now, guys. 4 of them from the side of BLG.
And it's all on the bottom side too. That's something you don't want to look at if you are RNG. I mean, obviously you'd want to press tab and recognize that's the situation, but that just means that any play you look towards is not going to be a good one. And BLG have the opportunity to dive with it. Remember Sinning Gaming in the last meta when stopwatch became a thing. All they ever did was dive with it.
That was beautiful.
Means that you can reset tower aggro so easily.
Yep. Forced to use the ultimate.
He's been doing really well at getting these picks off.
Talking about the last minute, though, people are busy watching the LCK, you know, with their defensive stopwatches. And NANEU never caught on. Here we were diving with them. 6 minutes in, all right, 5 people bottom. Let's play Mahjong. Get into a big fight. Hello.
Yeah, I mean, look, so there's a passive here. Actually, he had a W as a flash. So we're okay. I was just really upset, but not for the right reasons.
Hello, good lockdown to Ming. Gets pulled back and flayed back as well, but just a bit of damage. Raz, it's too quiet.
It's definitely making a BLG upset as well.
They look like they're fighting, but they're not fighting. Oh, wait, no. Okay, we got a blast cone set up. Oh, no, Uzi! But Road still gets caught. Takes a bit of damage. Cast's going to try and club him to death, and we'll be able to pick up that kill. Poor Uzi, not there for the fight, not there for the return.
You're getting clubbins as well.
Onto Jinjiao. Forced to try and run away. Stopwatch is available for Swain. Look at him, he's angry.
He has a fully stacked soul fragment, so you're not touching that. He does a lot of damage. So, really well done. I mean, sure, Uzi didn't make the trip as well. Missed the train ride over.
Top lane, though.
This is going to be rough. So let's see, HP looking good for Amazing J, and he has his Bloodwell passive.
Nope,
not anymore.
Doesn't have the Bloodwell passive anymore. Conqueror will get popped, and Amazing J says, you're a bit too late here, Chieftain.
Yep.
I think he was clearing a control ward.
It's upsetting when timing problems live like that, because Mo was looking for the play too. But as you said, Amazing J, he's going to be able to heal up, but that's if they look for the play next time.
Chieftain cleared a control water rats.
He did? That's
Yep.
upset.
That makes me upset.
It is pretty upsetting.
Bloodwell was available. Now he's going to try and take away the Raptor. Gets it. Fast is angry though.
It's just an example of, let's say, the synergy between Chieftain and Amazing J. So we don't get to see them play towards top side ever. A lot of it is either mid lane or bottom side of the map. That's just been what Chieftain has achieved since coming with the team. And you can tell that was just a very easy play that you can utilize. Just communicating with Amazing J. It didn't go through, and now he's just alone here.
Slightly. We've seen what his Shen could do at MSI. And was able to escape a couple of 3-on-1 tower dives. Now doing well against this Aatrox pick, sacrificing some CS, but taking the trades to Amazing J. Staying relevant in the top lane. RNG on the bottom side of the map, looking to try and see if they can start an elemental dragon.
RNG shouldn't look for this. TP available for Amazing J. He's pushed Shen into the into the tower as well. I mean, Letme's really behind in the matchup, and if he ever tries to channel his Shen ulti or TP, he's just gonna get knocked up and die. So that's my worry here. Okay, where are you going, son?
Back to Zion. That's what's happening.
I hate this duo lane matchup.
Why?
Isn't it too safe?
Isn't it fun? Road connects with the hook. Jinjar pulls him back to get splayed back some more. And then he just jumps back to Zaya.
Always comes running back.
There's top lane just more trades, but again, going back to a quiet portion of this match. Still a small lead for BLG, starting game number 2 much stronger.
A double Ruby. I'm wondering what Amazing J is building for himself. That doesn't look like a Guinsoo's Rage Blade to me.
He's got lots of health, but Mole as well, Chieftain going for a 2-on-2, puts him to sleep. Standing United is coming, can Xiaohu stay alive? Locks down one, but gets taken down first. Let me joins the fight, however, so does Amazing J. Amazing J with the ultimate, jumping on top of Casa. He's going to try and chase onto Mole, but the stopwatch keeps him alive. There is the Dark Passage as well. Jumps in, hooked back, and BLG starts strong. Picking up 2 more kills.
Really well done. I mean, at the end of the day, TP getting channeled in by Amazing J, he's just going to follow through. I mean, it started quite well, but the consistent damage is on the side of Amazing J, and it comes out really well for BLG.
Starting off that 2-on-2 skirmish, all the way to Mole, using the stopwatch at the perfect time.
Take a look at this. So
set up so well.
You're right. Setup looked really good. And ultimately, getting the kill on towards, or at least trying for Malzahar. Immediately, he's gone. That's your consistent damage on the side of RNG. And from that point forward, Amazing J pops his ultimate, and it looks like it's a good night. You can already see a good communication point from BLG is that Road comes all the way from the bottom lane while that play starts out, just to lend a hand.
Helps him out. On top of that, really nice use of the stopwatch from both Mole as well as Chieftain avoiding the silence, delaying the damage that was going to be dealt to him as well. Really nicely done.
So now we have, we're putting in the stopwatch counters. 2 are up and available Jinja and Rhodes. So they can be looking to start the play out for themselves. And they're going to be the ones we're watching more often than not. Because that's Mole and Chieftain with none.
One on the side of RNG. Ming has his own. Xiaohu already burnt his earlier. Ah! Make it stop!
Run!
It hurts. He's going home to mummy. I don't blame him, to be honest. That little pixie thing there. That one. Bit scary. Top lane, more fights. Let me in, Amazing J. Let's go. Smack each other.
Yeah,
oh, wait, no, there's lots of people coming.
That.
Here comes Xiaohu. Predator up to the top lane. There is a Bloodwell available for this Aatrox. Can Ming channel the crowd control in time? Amazing J trying to do what he can. Not enough. Let me get that kill.
There we go. Had a lot of friends to do this. In fact, this might just turn into a race that RNG are going to win. They have a lot of members in the top side. Yeah. Looks like they're splitting members. One's doing top lane, getting that pushed in. Seems like they're trying to defend mid lane instead of going to Rift Trail. So I don't like Mole and Chieftain's chances staying here for too long.
Nice move coming up from BLG. Move straight towards the mid lane outer turret. Chieftain will be able to jump away. BLG do successfully take down a turret in the bottom lane. We'll be able to get it first as well.
Just wonder what the response is immediately afterwards, because Teams, essentially, if they're continuing a trade like this, they don't want that to be the end. They want to come out with the upper hand before they end up basing. So Carson's going to try for this Rift Herald because it's in the vicinity and there's no contest. So after all of this is said and done, they're going to be basing last, and the question is what BLG are going to be doing to follow up.
Well, they get a Mountain Dragon for themselves, so trading neutral for neutral. Carson picks up the Rift Herald as well. Yeah, Mountain Dragon's going to fall. So, I mean, early game from RNG's looked good still, but at least BLG, there's signs of life this time around. Curious of where this BLG was in the first match. Missing.
It's definitely, this time around, they're valuing their early game so much more. You already talked about bottom lane, Jinjiao and Road. A lot of pick potential there. But also just the fact that they took away the Zoe and Camille. So a lot of that one got locked down, and even though right now RNG should be looking for fights and skirmishes themselves, the Malzahar ulti also has Regions Echo. Not gonna be an answer just because Zoe is so well prepared. Has had flash up for the majority of this game, but also the QSS to follow up. So there's never really been an opportunity to threaten Zoe's life.
Yeah, Mole playing the champion very well. The item build very smart as well against what RNG are throwing his way. Lane swaps are being thrown. As Amazing Jane let me meet in the bottom lane.
And the thing about this, because he had a first item QSS.
Yeah, very early.
Most mid laners won't do that. They don't want to sacrifice the early game damage. They would much rather have their double magic penetration of magic boots, and of course later on Morello's this time around hasn't looked towards getting that, but at least has the oomph, extra damage from Luden's Echo.
The oomph.
The oomph.
Hello.
Okay,
teleport.
where are you going, man?
Look, it's a little Xiaohu. He's going to
Excellent.
try and make sure this bottom lane gets taken down even faster.
This is just a weird game of trading between both teams. I wonder if RNG are going to be able to defend mid lane because of this. They have their dual lane there, so they feel fairly comfortable. Just depends on if Camille looks for anything here or is just conceding the mid lane entirely. Doesn't want to do anything there.
Hello, Riot. I would like to use one of my lifelines. What is going on in this match? Can I phone a friend or call the audience?
I feel like you don't want to use phone a friend. This is probably the only time you want to use 50-50 because technically no one has the right answer here.
I mean, Twitch chat does. Twitch chat, tell us what's going on. They'll know. They always know, Raz. Very smart group of people.
The only thing they know how to do is type LUL in the chat.
Don't you BM Twitch chat?
I'm saying right now they're typing LUL, even though I said that's all they know how to do.
Type 1 if you agree.
They're a self-deprecating group of people, I'll tell you right now.
RNG using the Fog of War quite nicely. BLG playing towards their side of the map. Riftel got a good charge there, Raz, but the charge is all it got. Good play by BLG to stop the full damage coming out from that. And Protect Uzi gets put to sleep by Mole. Alistar doesn't connect.
Look, this is an endless game of just 2 controls mid lane. Just because they want a piece of this tower. There's no goddamn neutral objective to even take.
Blue buff's the neutral objective, they're going to take it.
Nothing on the river, alright? Sure. They were looking to contest that.
Scuttlecrab's coming up in a minute.
Yeah, it's going to take some time.
Baron's in 28 seconds.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Don't you lie to me where there's nothing in
They
there.
were just fighting in the mid lane for no reason, Fish. There was nothing around
He got
them.
a turret, Raz!
That's all I was talking about. You're just trying to tilt me.
No!
Yes.
And he got the turret. 3-2 in turrets now.
Yeah, there we go. It was a game of chicken. RNG said, all right, we're moving back to base, so they got the tower.
3,000 gold lead for BLG now. 4-3 in kills. 3 turrets, Raz. 2 now.
That feels good.
But again, we talked about this earlier. Much better early game coming out from BLG. Where was this BLG in game 1? They kind of just rolled over when Uzi picked up Vayne.
Yeah, ultimately, game 1, Rek'Sai pick. I like the pick.
Really?
But I like Rek'Sai as a champion. I mean, we've seen success out of it from Chieftain in the past. The problem is very apparent that you are very much a linear champion in which what you can do. And if that gets canceled out entirely, then if you get tracked, your life is over. He got tracked immediately off of getting pushed in the bottom lane, so he just didn't really have a mode of attack. He could have went mid lane, but remember, Karsa was tracking him there too. So that was the only issue of game 1 that I would say really hurt them in the early game. This time around, they just have a lot more options.
Okay. What are those options going to be? They've got so much more than the first match. What are these options?
I mean, we already saw numerous pick potential coming out of the Swain Thresh, so that's always pick potential that they have available to themselves. They have a split push with Amazing J. He's going to be building up the Guinseys. There we go. I was wondering where the double Ruby Crystal, he actually immediately finished off the Titanic. So there we go. Split push potential from Amazing J, pick potential from Jin Zhao, Road. And I haven't even talked about Chieftain there too, so they can fight a fight. They can start a fight whenever they want to.
Haven't started many fights just yet. They do take more turrets than RNG at the moment. RNG is sitting 3,000 gold behind. RNG do scale up quite nicely though, especially with the Xayah pick.
They do, and I think they have really good kite back with Trundle, Xayah, Khan. That's what the real worry is for BLG. They don't want to dive a team that really has a million abilities to get out of there.
Blocked.
Oh,
missed. Didn't even block
unfortunate.
It does put Uzi to sleep.
There is one way to pull RNG towards them though.
How?
Baron. I know I said this last game.
We've established this, Raz.
And RNG did it incredibly well last game. I'm just saying, they need to use Baron for a team fight rather than just trying to put it into a 50-50. But if you're asking me if a 50-50 is good, I'm saying hell no. I'm saying bait for a fight, you're talking my language.
But RNG are just giving up objectives at the moment. Mid lane in a turret, gone. Pings over towards the Elemental Dragon. Ocean has now respawned. Found him.
Hey.
It's number 14 on Let Me at the moment.
Okay.
Vision gets thrown out by Swain. My goodness.
He's hurting.
Which one is Aatrox? It's not meant to happen.
I just want to see him with a Guinse's Rage Blade alone. Best thing about Guinse's is, of course, it turns a 3-hit passive into a 2-hit passive. He's going to be healing up like a menace.
When he finally gets it.
Yeah, it's going to take some time.
RNG do start on the Elemental Dragon though, and they pick it up. Ocean Dragon goes to them. Casa heals with some of the fruit. Splitting apart the map. Amazing J still split pushing in the bottom lane. Let me show that he's not afraid of that.
So right now, RNG do not have that many wards. In fact, they have no wards around it. They have one in the pit, but I think that... Actually, they need to still clear that out. You can see Thresh moving towards it now. But once they can clear that out properly, the only vision RNG have topside is around the pit.
Do they have the damage to deal to even start the Baron though? Because without Amazing J, where's that consistent damage coming out of?
I mean, that's a good question. They do need Amazing J for this. So they have to choose whether they want the split push pressure or if they want Amazing J to have the consistent damage. So that is an issue.
Whereas for the side of RNG, if they start Baron, that's going to fall Malzahar as well as a Xayah. Ooh. Xayah's getting the buff of a Zeke's Harbinger being picked up as well by Ming.
Yeah, it's already had a pretty good spike for himself. He's waiting until he gets a third item of Infinity Edge to be really online. It turns his 30 to 60% crit.
Let's go Hurricane.
Yep. So he's just in a really good spot in terms of having the attack speed. Wait a minute, they're just going to go for it anyway.
Well, they pulled Amazing J up.
Yeah, they have Amazing J for this one, so that's good.
Sweep out a couple of the control wards.
It's going to take some time still. So this is the real worry, is that RNG are still going to have a ward at some point on this. No,
RNG.
wait a minute. They're moving away from this.
Oh no, Casa. Go and spot it out.
There we go.
There you go. Now you know they're starting the Baron. Xiao's going to try and run his way down, but BLG give it up.
Yeah, they've realized that it still hurts really badly if they have two members on top of it. So at the very least, they'll need a Swain. But if they commit Swain to it, then that's RNG fully committing to stopping them. They have no one on waves to push them out.
Hello, Xiaohu. What are you doing in the bottom lane?
Oh, no. So, Spring Finals, and this is a constant thing that they love to do, is to support their split pusher.
Well, BLG know this is happening. Swain just teleported to the mid lane, looking for a flank. What's the Predator? Taunt Flash comes out and let me.
Oh, you
no!
sit down!
Sit down, Amazing J! Pops the blood, but will he get it in time? No, he doesn't! Stopwatch gets used, and now Jin Zhao wants to go 2-on-1. Xiaohu tanks the turret, too many. Does he get it? Not quite in range, but Xiaohu is in trouble. Way too low. Jin Zhao trying to snipe him. Camille's going to wrap around. Good start of the fight coming out from RNG, but BLG do find the response, and it's Xiaohu that pays for it.
It looks like there's going to be rotating around Baron. They have the members to do it. RNG are straight on it, I think. Or at least they're clearing it. Okay. So they have the opportunity to clear it. It's important because losing Xiaohu means that BLG can be in position for this.
So close though. Amazing J almost had his blood well. They knew that Xiaohu was coming.
It's just rough. I mean, remember that Swain was still traveling from the mid lane. So it's going to take some time. And we all know the mechanic around Dark Flight. So he didn't really have much of an opportunity there.
Interrupted midair. Sits back down, as you said.
Oh, good news, though. Gunsu's Rage Blade's completed by Amazing J, and he has an abandoned minion to help support him.
Okay.
So he's going to be just split pushing across, has the help of Rhodes banner, that is, to just push that lane.
But he lost his bottom lane in a turret.
That's true.
It's not good. It means that RNG not too far behind in gold anymore either.
The only problem with losing the inner bottom lane turret is that I still don't see this being a win condition for Road. I mean, Let Me, that is. Let Me wants to be with the team as a Shen because hitting 2 items, soon to be 3 items, is Amazing J. He should be able to take over the matchup. The only worry is, wait a minute, he's actually doing Trinity for Shen.
Yes. With a Balmy Cinder.
I have no idea who wins the matchup. The sustain is in Amazing J's court. That's all I can say.
Let Me don't need your damn tank items.
He's on the full Flandre / Darien.
See some of the gold here. 1,000 gold lead for Let Me. But it's Carson that's falling behind by 1,200. BLG say, all right, let's take Barrett. Hello, RNG, respond.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. They don't know what's happening.
Oh no, great vision control coming out from BLG, and they sneak the Baron.
They were hesitating. You can see RNG pacing back and forth just a little bit, but hard pings on towards the tower to at least get that one pushed. But they need proper back timers. You can see a ping right now coming in from BLG to attack mid lane. So this is going to be a focus for RNG to defend.
They can attack top lane as well, but look at RNG. Look at where they're sitting at the moment. No, Chieftain, no, not like this! Not like this! RNG find a pick onto the jungler of BLG. Surprise, surprise, waiting around the corner. And even MHJ's forced back to base without Baron. RNG are pushing against BLG.
This is just wasting so much time now. BLG have to wait. It seems like 30 seconds. My eyes are doing me right. There we go. For Chieftain to come back up. They could technically start the pressure now anyways, but that's going to be RNG in a proper teamfight position. That was really well done to waste time.
Hello.
You just wanted to get that Scryer's Orb gun, you know, just eliminate it.
Yeah, real good job. But how did BLG get into that position, Raz? Because they had the vision around Baron. RNG were close by, but they still managed to sneak it away.
Yeah, well, that's the game of valuing mid lane push. A lot of the times you want to get pushed so you can actually get pressure on Baron. And if a team that has that much pick potential like BLG does, a lot of them can just wait idly by for picks. So you want to pull them out of there with mid lane push. They weren't going anywhere, and that's where RNG realized that the moment they weren't considering holding mid lane, that yeah, they were definitely doing Baron. But a lot of this is that the moment Aatrox was committed, they're burning it quickly. Anything else, if Aatrox wasn't there, if he was on side lane, that wouldn't be a possibility. That'd be way too damn slow.
That cheeky move coming out from RNG, however, getting the pick onto Chieftain has delayed the Baron push from BLG. Now, with a minute 30 left, let's see what they can do. Ping's going towards the bottom side of the map. RNG only have their jungler down here. Let Me still top side of the map with teleports available. No Staying United. Uzi wants to go pick up his own red buff. So, BLG, they were about 1,500 to 2,000 gold ahead. That's still the lead for them. RNG have stopped the bleeding and they've slowed down BLG's attack. Yeah,
they even pushed out in the mid lane. So it's BLG now forced to commit on this bottom lane wave. You can see where Aatrox is right now. He's getting the dirty work done after RNG pushed out this mid lane. But that just means that after that kill, okay, wait up.
Who tries to jump in, hook goes wide and only hits Ming. Predator being used, but that support for RNG very low. Ignite, ticking, not gonna tick through, however. Very close. But a rare mistake coming up from Xiao, flashing forward, doesn't get the ultimate down in time. Now RNG might be losing their bottom inhibitor turret. Yeah, Banner of Command, cannon minion is there. And it takes it down. Bottom lane inhibitor is now wide open.
RNG want to be able to draw the line somewhere. So this inhibitor, you can leave that one. You can actually give it away.
It's gone.
But you don't want to give away the second inhibitor.
And they'll be able to hold on to it. I mean, it's only 20 seconds of Baron left.
Yeah, and ultimately what you can do now, if you're RNG, until the inhibitor comes right back up, is send Shen to the bottom lane. He's going to be able to deal with it. He has Titanic Trinity Force. so he should be just fine.
Hello. I hope he is.
The only thing they need to do right now is focus on the fights going forward and Baron control next round. Now, I would say Elder Dragon is still a possibility, and if I'm BLG, I would say you want to split it up a little bit. You want to at least have the control on the bottom side of the map so you have eyes on Elder, but have your bodies around Baron, splitting it a little bit, so no one wants to split resources unless they play it perfectly, so you can get control of both.
Very smart plays coming out from BLG though. Even though they were put down by their pick onto Chieftain, they were not out. They still recovered, made the correct play, took down 2 turrets bottom lane, and an inhibitor. Still holding on to a nice 3,000 gold lead. But at what point does Uzi start becoming a massive threat? Because 3 items picked up on Xayah, going towards a Vamp Scepter, so that should be a Mercurial Scimitar next, you'd expect.
He's at a really good position for himself. You could say Mercs. I think that would be a pretty good pickup. Bloodthirster's another one.
I mean, he has cleanse, so it doesn't really need that QSS, but always handy to have.
I always wonder about that. I would say BT for Xayahs have been always pretty solid, just so it makes it so you can walk up a little bit more freely with the extra lifesteal. Just the raw AD is what I want coming out of him. The amount, just so he already has the protection coming out of Shen, Trundle slows, the Malzahar in front of him, that he can allow himself to kind of just dip in towards the raw AD, just so he can be a damage threat. That's what we need out of him.
You're right, Knight's Vow was picked up by Kasa. Ming went for the Ziggs Harbinger. See if that goes in towards a Banner of Command next for that Locket. Or that Locket for Kasa. See if he values either the push or protecting Uzi. Even a QSS being picked up by Ming, so we can jump to Uzi's aid if he needs to. QSS completed for Amazing J as well.
One thing I'm worried about, of course, is the range that Uzi has. It's all I've ever been really worried about in this game, with the pick potential of Thresh, Flay, Swain, E that he's been hit by a few times. Even just Aatrox. If he tries to go in for a Dark Flight, sure you can kite him back, but the worry is that he will, A, have the ability to just press ultimate and have the extended range to auto you and zone you out of fights. And if he zones you out of the fight while still going in Bloodwell, then he's already done the job properly. The rest of the team can just whack at the rest of RNG. So only real source of damage, sure you can say Shahu, but it's a 2-threat comp versus what BLG have, which is a 4-threat comp.
Two threats for the side of RNG, have 3 supports behind them. Difficult to break through. I mean, Latme's a little bit of a threat as well here, as Thorn Mail complete. Now picked up a Spectre's Cowl, went for damage first, tank second.
He is so focused on Amazing J in the sideline. That's why I just want to see Amazing J challenge him to a duel. The ping's gone through. He wants this fight to happen. He has red buff. He thinks he can do it. Please let me see it.
Baron's coming for 10 seconds well, Elder and 50. This is where we're going to see that next fight. How do these teams play around the objective? Let's go. Top lane of battle. Dodge field. Oh, he's gone. Taught back. Yeah, and he's running away.
No, come back.
No, it's not happening, Raz.
Well, at least he's recognized how much damage he's doing. So, yeah, you know what? I'm going to add Let Me to the threat comp. Yeah. He's the 3rd threat.
Good damage in the Thorn Mail, stopping a lot of that healing and returning damage back.
It's pretty intense.
Oh, Kasa almost gets put to sleep. Not bedtime yet, though. Still only 10 o'clock here in Shanghai, but they caught one! Able to catch out Thresh. Road in a bad position. Oh, no! He flashed over the pillar. But Kasa still gets that kill. RNG find a pick.
The only way I can see that ward, or at least the kill coming across, is that he was trying to ward. And of course, flashing. So, just unfortunate the Road ends up dying here. And you really do want to see Mole getting the pick off with the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. It's the only way that they'll be holding on to the Baron. Here we go.
25 seconds of respawn. Oh, Uzi, don't walk into those. Ming has to take a beating for that mistake. Ping's coming out though. Standing Knight is going to come out from Let Me. They ping on towards the Elder Dragon. They're going to try and sacrifice this. Mole going to do what he can to run interference. But with Amazing J at that Elder Dragon, they should be able to take it down rather quick.
They're in a pretty good spot to do so. So you're right. RNG is now going to be in a position to push in and reset the lanes. but team fight's going to be in favor of BLG for just a little bit. So here's where it all starts. Oh, yeah, no. They just find him in the corridor, all alone, trying to ward. Road finds himself in this position a little bit too often. That's my feedback to him.
Yeah, he took the wrong road.
I don't want to hear it.
Turned right, could have gone left.
You stop that right now.
There was a highway and it was straight to hell. BLG going to continue trying pushing in the bottom side of the map. They're confident with this Elder Dragon. I mean, they have access to the bottom lane of RNG's base.
Redemption here for Mole as well, so this is a really cool position that they're in. That they should be able to double down with the extra healing.
Redemption does damage as well, so that'll apply a stack of the Elder Dragon.
Whoop! Okay!
Oh, no, he's gone to sleep as well! Redemption being thrown on top of him. Oh, no! You've got to be kidding! Swain snipes him as he gets put to sleep. BLG find the only carry of RNG. Everything up in a bed with Uzi. Now they're going to hold on for 48 seconds, Raz.
I don't think they can do it. Bloodwell's about to come up too from Amazing J. They can dive if they want to. It's going to be a little rough.
A massive threat of RNG eliminated. Mole finds it. Now BLG, they're going to look for the dive. They don't need to. They get the turret first. Still taking their time. 30 seconds. Ming wants to try and hold that wave, but just delays BLG a bit longer. One turret's left. They can tie up the series here, Raz.
25 seconds. BLG's been in this position split after split where they try to end a game. They hard commit. They lose games based off this too.
RNG have held on long enough. 15 seconds on Uzi. Managed to repel BLG for a bit longer, but what a play.
That was insanity. Okay, what minion did that? All right, let's take a look at this. So yeah, he gets a massive Q across him, Uzi, because he's in a very tiny corridor. Woo. Even gets that in. So what's the damage? Oh, the Eye of Sauron. That'll do it.
Got him with the Lord of the Rings.
It impacts everyone in a different way. I've never seen someone just get outright killed by it before. Let's get that out there.
Don't know. Never watched Lord of the Rings.
That would definitely be the way to end the second movie. You wouldn't even get to the trilogy.
No idea what you're talking about. But, goodness, Trouble Bubble adding the extra damage. Swain already being so big. It's almost 6 items complete. You said it was a good position for them. They tried their best.
How many redemptions are you getting for yourself?
Every single one. I hate that champion to the core. Now let's continue with the rest of the champions in the game.
I guess Road has redemption, but that was not his cooldown.
No, that was used by Zoe.
That was 3 redemptions.
Checking in with some of the items though, Raz. You mentioned that Saya's range was a concern. Rapid fire cannon immediately picked up by Uzi.
Excellent. He's actually in a really good spot.
Cleanses down though.
It's a little sad. But he has flash, he has full crit now. It's a big one. Remember, that's 60, goes into 120% crit. So there we go. Now he's in a really good spot for himself. This is what you would want out of your crit 80 carry and why there's no such thing as a crit 80 carry in this meta anymore. 39 minutes for him to actually get to 100%. Are you kidding? Rant over.
Still waiting for his final item. It seems like that will be where RNG starts to be a bit more aggressive. Losing their bottom lane inhibitor was a big deal, but they still held on to one turret by their Nexus. One of them. Difficult situation now for a couple members even from the side of BLG. Mole, does he get rid of that QSS Raz? Does he go to a Mercurial Scimitar?
Yeah, you hate to see it happen. He's going to have to sell it 100%. Do I like it? So at this point in time, Mole
Wait, do you like it or not?
No, hell no. So yeah, he's going to have to sell his QSS for perhaps his Zonias. I think that's the best way to be able to still have the defensive capabilities later on versus the Malzahar. But that just means that he's going to have to feel the full wrath of Malz first.
Meanwhile, RNG looking to try and see if they can make an attack against BLG in the mid lane. Not going to work out. They just disengage. But so far, just calm play from both these teams, disengaging, waiting for the next major neutral objective. Yes, Raz, don't worry. We can all hear it. There's static in our ears right now. It's not great. really here, Raz?
It's probably for the best.
Hello. Mason J trying to make his way into the RNG base. Not gonna happen. Let me still quite massive at the moment. Adaptive Helm being picked up as well.
Take a look at that. You're right about Amazing J being there. It's gonna take some time.
Get him!
Oh my god.
Look at this Shen go! Teleport coming in as well. Xiaohu looking to try to collapse. Oh, let me with the flash door gets him. Meishe does have Bloodwell available, but Xiaohu is here. Can he get out alive? No, he can't. Malefic Visions locks him down. Ultimate available. Throws him down, and Let Me gets the kill.
And he's completely blocked away because the 3 members of RNG were waiting for anybody from BLG to respond to it, and they're not going to do it. So that's just a free kill. Amazing J was biting way more than he could chew.
The late game insurance of Uzi is now fully online. Mercurial Scimitar picked up as his final item. Cleanse is available, both summoner spells with his ultimate. Ooh, looking good. Inhibitor's going to come up as well.
Hell yeah. At this point in time, RNG are just couldn't even push in. Might be the last one knowing that Aatrox is down for third.
I think it's Mole as well. Mole sending someone to sleep, giving him the 4-4 error. But most crucially, I think that's Zoe interfering with our headsets as well. Oh my goodness, this static is crazy, but RNG just going to try and push for the win here. Chieftain, top side of the map, that's a jungler. No teleport of anyone, there we go. Mick jumps in, Uzi flies into the back lines. Sway goes down instantly, and just like that, Raz, it was instant, it was sudden, but it's lights out for BLG. Mo had the hero play, but can he do it again? No. Not quite, Uzi's still alive. Teleports into more minions. Amazing J trying to do what he can, but he can't get to the Zaya. That's it. Only Chieftain alive, and RNG turn it around. They pick up the 2-0 victory.
And just like that, that was so sick from Uzi. All it took was one death. Amazing J taken off the map, and they just go straight for the Nexus. That's it.
Snap with their fingers, and they move straight into the base. Their win condition was online. Xiaohu picks up 200 wins in the LPL as well off the back of that victory. But they were that close as well, Rez. So close to losing it against BLG in game number 2.
But I will say this, one lesson that BLG learned after all of this was a simple one. Early game matters, and I thought that they adapted very well in this game. And even though when it came down to the small mistakes, pivoting in the later on in the game, it hurt them, but they are much better off now going forward in the future.
But they just punish the mistakes from BLG so well. Chief to be in the top lane, there's no reason for him to be up there that late into the match with RNG knocking on their Nexus door.
And a major highlight for Let Me as well.
Oh, beautiful.
Let Me had a standout performance this game. It was mostly off the fact that while the rest of RNG were waiting, biding their time until Uzi was comfortable to go in for these fights, Let Me just challenged the split push from Aatrox. Remember, we looked towards the laning phase of Shen, and he just went past that. He said, you know what, I'm going to build directly for the matchup. Now here's Kesman. Want to give a highlight to him, of course, current coach, not the head coach for RNG, but he works alongside Hart, and the former coach of BLG. Get out of here.
What did he do wrong now, Raz?
Gonna hear it.
Oh, BLG put up a good fight, though. We got to compliment them, especially with Mole playing out of his mind.
It was a really good game for him.
Their bottom lane as well, taking it to Uzi as well as Ming, nice and early, going with the Swain Thresh combo.
Just take a look at that.
What is Let Me doing? How does he have 20,900 damage?
Smacking people. Dude, like, even though the gold value was heavily in favor of BLG for a majority of that game,
he's a
RNG, with the Shen pick, Trinity Force, Titanic Hydra, you already talked about the Thorn Mail just for the matchup. So the sustain that we were looking for, the moment Guinsoo's blade was picked up by Aatrox, didn't matter.
Did not. He picked up the Thorn Mail, but let's send it over to the analyst desk to break down that match.
And that's exactly what we're going to do, because now we're all in the clear. RNG have proven once again that they are the best team in the region. And Rusty, I gotta say, watching that game in the back, I was thinking to myself, they look relaxed. Almost too relaxed. And I started to get a little concerned, because you saw that gold graph at the end. BLG was in the lead for a majority of the game. Uzi died.
Yeah.
And his team had to hunker down and defend the Nexus.
I don't really know what the overarching game plan was there for RNG. Strategically speaking, of course, you can look at the draft and you can be like, they've got the 80 carry supports. They're going to try and outscale their opponent to have a Swain down there. So naturally, you know, that part makes sense. But RNG just, and this is my complete, just my opinion on this, right? You're playing against BLG. You know that there's always one win condition that's just going to persist no matter what through every game of League of Legends that BLG plays. Road will int. At least once, right? Like, it's going to happen once because we have supports in this league that just go and ward places.
Yeah.
And they don't know if it's the correct idea. They're not sure if they should be there. But by the time they ask themselves, is this a mistake? They're already there and they're already dying. Road does that a lot. And I think RNG just thought, we'll wait 35 minutes and he'll make a mistake
It'll
once.
happen. It'll happen.
And he did.
He did, absolutely did. We saw that kill onto the Thresh and then the Baron take right afterwards from BLG. But RNG with the wacky turnaround play, I believe it was a little bit later after the casual road int. Finding the sneaky play, hiding around the wall to find an assassination onto Camille.
This is just after BLG got the Baron. So before the RNG Baron, before Road gets picked off as well. Ultimately, that was, whilst it's a small clip, what you're seeing is RNG doing what other teams don't do or what other teams don't think to do in clutch situations. That is, they've got the Baron. They're outscaling us right now. There's only one thing that we can do to slow this game down. That's make a pick. So they stand in the least expected position. They find Chieftain walking it up mid lane. They catch him off 4v5. They buy a minute of time. That ultimately saved the game when you think about the minute of time how close they were to killing the Nexus.
Exactly. And this is the sort of cerebral play that differentiates RNG from the other teams in the league right now, heck, from the other teams in the world. We're seeing them make these decisions, but they shouldn't have to be making these decisions.
Well, no, yeah.
In these sorts of scenarios. I mean, yes, obviously it's a good thing that we're seeing them find the pick, stall the game out, survive for this long against BLG, but this is still the best team in the world.
They are. They're absolutely still a top-tier team globally right now that should still command respect. And I'll say it this way, right? If ever you're going to experiment and get pushed to your limits, it should be the regular season. If ever there was a time to do it as RNG in a new meta, it should be in the first 3 weeks.
Yeah,
So
I wonder if we can take a scaling composition against a scaling team and outplay them in the late game. Turns out, yes.
yeah, I think it's worth trying, or at least testing once to see if it works. And you can take away from that game that it didn't work as much as you would like.
Smoothly.
It still won, but it wasn't really your game to win. It was BLG's game to lose. And then late game, they are just still such a good team that they'll be able to make the bigger plays.
And this was Mole getting the big hit onto Uzi.
And the
Ming
bubble.
is right
How
there.
does that hit?
And the bubble from underneath Ming's cloak, right under his feathers. It was right there.
That's something.
Didn't
I've
tag
seen
him.
a lot of things, but that's something.
Rakan's lost a little bit of weight, right? He's trying to look a little better for Zaya.
He just lifted the cape accidentally and just bent the bullet under the bubble bullet underneath.
It was like on guard for.
Even Uzi didn't expect to die that quickly though.
The Matador,
like,
yeah.
Had the cleanse.
Exactly.
Chose
He was
not
sitting
to
on
cleanse and still died.
And then he saw the visions of Empire and was like, I can survive. Wait, I can't! And then died at the very end.
I think that's exactly what
That's
Uzi
exactly
said,
what
yeah.
he said. Yeah. But even more than that, it was the last fight from RNG that sealed the deal. Because again, they took the scaling composition into a scaling team. We saw the damage that Mole did. It came down to this last team fight where Uzi finally got the chance to step up once again. They found the pick. Mole gets caught out of position.
Look at all the
With
flashes
so
he
many
has.
people dead, RNG were able to close this out.
This is the most hyped thing ever to be a Zoe, to see 3 flashes on the ground. You're like, look at all of this utility. Oh my god, Uzi does too much damage. And there's no way out of it ultimately. It was a great moment for Uzi again to shine, get the fancy feed off, show that 80 carries still have what it takes. If you hit that stage in the game to get the victory, they're able to do that. But it was a very nice attempt from BLG to defend after again. They were called out to start.
Of course, our MVP, though, will go to Let Me for not using the Stand United to save Uzi when he got tagged by that Sleepy Trouble Bubble. 4, 1, and 4. 1 death.
Instead, he was going to kill everyone with all of his damage. 20,900 damage done by the Shen. The most on his team, I believe the most in the game in general. May have been fighting with Mole for that one. Either way, 4, 1, and 4. Fantastic performance out of him. Putting on his Flandre pants, doing his best Flandre impersonation with the Trinity Force Shen.
Yeah, absolutely huge numbers to see out of him. Again, RNG with the win, though we do still have to commend BLG for their efforts against RNG in this last game for RNG here in Shanghai. They still showed us that they've got a little bit of growth that they can do. I think the thing that I'm most impressed with is they stuck with Chieftain and Mole coming into this game 2 after how game 1 went. They very clearly have something in mind as they get further into Summer Split and look for playoffs. We're just yet to figure out what it is.
With BLG, Chieftain and Mole come as a duo for the most part.
Exactly.
Very rarely will you see either Athena or Minhua appear in the roster without the other duo together. So at this stage, I like that BLG have committed themselves to the roster. There's a moment or a time now where they could be experimenting with both still through the regular season. At the end of the day, you watch game 2, you've acknowledged the Mole is just such a good mid laner, particularly being given the Zoe and having the performance he did. So respect where it's due there. Definitely give that credit to them.
And it creates something almost like an IG-esque scenario if Athena and Mianhua are able to start stepping up as well, which we saw when Athena rejoined the roster just a week ago. How do you prepare for that? Because it's the same Invictus Gaming, the Shy Duke scenario where they play different styles, but they're still both very effective at that style.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to prepare for if they can find themselves getting it together as a team. Because right now, their game 1 was inexcusable. That's something that they're going to probably get scolded for after this set happened, because they did nothing at all. They got ganked at level 2 on Vision, effectively cost them the game, and that's one of those ones that you go back, you're just like, well, I mean, we lost. There's nothing we can do to fix that, even going into the next game. Just be better.
Yeah, that's the big hope for BLG, and it seems like that has always been the problem with this team. Whenever they are able to ride the momentum and ride the wave, we see them make these miracle plays, these miracle recoveries that even get them into Worlds. But after that win, let's take a look at the standings and see how it shakes out. RNG, with that victory, now find themselves at 3-1, tied with JD Gaming, ahead now of Suning, and only a single point behind Invictus Gaming, though. LGD, tragically after their loss, they still find themselves at the bottom of the standings.
Officially on a win streak now, though, is RNG. Of course, they lost their first set to JD in their home arena in Beijing, and now they go for a 3-win streak. Doing very well for themselves. And of course, you mentioned the match that happened just before that. JD getting the W, feeling real good about it.
Yeah, and then BLG now find themselves at 1-3. Still a strong performance from the team, but not quite enough to take the wins that they need to continue growing and chasing further up the standings. It really seems like we're starting to see the division in strengths in this conference. How RNG, IG, JD are sitting so comfortably at the top. We've got so many more at the bottom.
The thing is, we haven't seen it reflected through the score yet. So there's a lot of 3-win teams running around in that league. The only thing that's really divided is that there is a definite bottom below the other 5 that are on top.
Exactly. That being said, now we do want to remind everyone Rift Rivals is coming up. You can find your tickets online at the link below. That's taking place in Dalian here in China. We're going to be going there. We're going to be casting the games. It's going to be tons of fun. And again, will China be able to keep their global dominance right now? Will we win Rift Rivals once again?
We keep asking the question, man, but do we really know? Like,
that's the question, right? RNG are still playing so well, so our EDG Rogue Warriors haven't dropped a game.
I'm excited for it. I'm super excited to watch how regions clash on the 8-11, 8-12 patches as well, and to see how these styles do collide. Can RNG, against a Korean team, play 80 carries?
We're going to find out. Can Korean teams that aren't really playing 80 carries play against 80 carries? Flip the question the other way. Who knows? We're going to find out in Dalian in just a few weeks. That being said, we've still got more LPL happening tomorrow. The final day of Week 2 and our match of the week are premiering at 5 p.m. China Standard Time. Edward Gaming are taking on Team WE, and it is going to be a clash. Will WE be able to recover, or will Edward Gaming once again prove they are superior?
It's a very big deal, and even the third set coming after that one, Rogue Warriors and Fun Plus Phoenix duking it out. Very exciting to see if FPX can keep up with the top dogs over in the Western Conference for certain. But make sure you're around for set 2 tomorrow. That's a banger. You got to be there. I'll be there. You better be.
we're all going to be there, watching every single game. OMG versus TOP is our first game of the day. That's also going to be looking like a lot of fun. Rusty, EDG, WE, premature thoughts on the situation. What do you think? Do you think WE have recovered enough to actually challenge EDG, who still look to get top 4? Just like that?
EDG should win that one 2-0. That's my prediction anyway. But I do want 3 games. That's just my expectations.
Well, the question is, will we actually be able to get those games, or will EDG just end up smashing WE as the standings reflect? That being said, though, that's going to do it for us. We've got to get some sleep before the games start tomorrow, because it's constant League of Legends action. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dom. This is Rusty. On behalf of myself and the whole broadcast and production crew, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.